It's third down. The quarterback drops back, scanning downfield. The stadium noise blends into a roar. But on the blind side, a defender breaks completely free, sprinting at a dead run toward the pocket. The quarterback never sees it coming. 180 pounds of mass slams directly into his ribs. With no warning, his muscles stay loose. His upper body violently whips backward as the kinetic energy transfers straight into his frame. The play is blown dead, but the player doesn't get up. The cheers cut out. You can hear the sudden, sharp silence in the stands as parents strain to see what's happening. Down on the turf, he lies completely motionless. We look at the replay and wince at the collision of shoulder pads. But the true horror of a blindside hit hides beneath the helmet. It is an invisible, microscopic crisis unfolding entirely out of sight. If you walk up to that player, his outer armor looks fine. The hard plastic shell is uncracked. His skull has successfully deflected the blow, and there are no outward signs of a fracture or bleeding. Yet, his body refuses to respond. His eyes are glazed, and his motor functions have stalled out. The intact equipment masks an escalating biological emergency deep inside his head. To protect athletes on the field, we have to strip away the emotion of the game. We need to look closely at the cold physics of what happens during this invisible car crash. When a player braces for a tackle, they instinctively tighten their neck. Those tense muscles act like a heavy-duty shock absorber, bleeding off the incoming kinetic energy. But on a blindside hit, the neck is relaxed. It offers zero resistance. As the defender connects, the torso accelerates forward instantly. Due to inertia, his heavy 12-pound head tries to stay put, snapping violently back. This whiplash throws an immense load onto the brain, 30 to 80 G-forces, approaching extreme thresholds where fighter pilots black out. The quarterback hasn't even hit the turf yet, but in the fraction of a second his neck snaps back, those massive internal G-forces initiate a catastrophic and irreversible chain reaction. Inside the skull, the human brain isn't rigid. It has the consistency of soft, pulsating gelatin, floating suspended in a bath of cerebrospinal fluid. It is also incredibly delicate. A piece of brain tissue the size of a single grain of sand holds 100,000 neurons and 1 billion synapses. Multiply that complexity by 860,000, and you have the organ that controls everything you do. During a high-speed collision, the organ becomes a projectile. In the coup phase, the skull stops, but the brain keeps going, smashing into the front rigid bone. Then, in the contre-coup, it rebounds, ricocheting backward to slam into the rear cranial wall. Millions of years of evolution designed the skull to be our primary defense mechanism. But under the extreme speeds of a football tackle, that same bony vault effectively becomes the blunt instrument battering the brain. A straight front-to-back collision is bad enough, but real-world tackles are messy. They twist the body, generating violent, unpredictable rotational forces that aggressively torque the entire complex brain structure inside. This rotational shearing grabs delicate nerve fibers called axons, stretching and physically tearing them apart. Instantly, a neurometabolic cascade begins. Damaged cells rapidly dump potassium outward, while calcium aggressively floods in, creating a massive chemical imbalance that completely short-circuits the brain's electrical network. That microscopic chemical short circuit is the actual injury. It is an unstoppable biological reaction triggered by the physical tackle we saw on the field. If we know exactly how this damage happens, why does modern, highly engineered football gear fail to stop it? It helps to look at how protective equipment originated. Early football helmets were built to do exactly one thing: stop surface-level bone fractures. A thick leather exterior and minimal padding could keep a skull from cracking open on a stray knee or hard ground. The sport evolved around this basic understanding of armor. Players launched their bodies at each other with zero neck support, confident that as long as the bone didn't break, they were safe. Modern polycarbonate helmets are designed to absorb massive exterior force and prevent skull fractures. But no amount of exterior plastic padding can defy the laws of physics. They cannot stop a soft organ from sloshing inside its own fluid. The armor only protects the container. It leaves the fragile, complex contents completely at the mercy of inertia. When you see a player struggle to stand up, their glassy eyes and delayed reflexes are the outward signs of that internal chemical chaos. The short-circuited neurons are failing to send proper signals to the muscles. Because the gear cannot stop this from happening, recognizing these specific physical symptoms is our only reliable way to know the invisible damage has taken place. When these symptoms appear, the brain is in a state of extreme chemical vulnerability. Continuing to play risks compounding the trauma, which makes immediate removal from the game and swift medical evaluation the only way to halt the cycle of damage. True safety on the field depends on recognizing the limits of our equipment and having the resolve to pull a compromised player off the turf.